Will Robinson said, financial fitness is not a pipe dream or a state of mind. It is a reality if you are willing to pursue it and embrace it. Today, we have a special guest with us, Mr. Ganesh Komma from Vishakhapatnam. Ganesh is a financial coach. He has worked with ICICI Bank for about 10 years as a wealth management team, and he is an MBA in banking and finance. Welcome to Sip and Talk with Vikram, Ganesh Komma.
Hello, sir. Hi. Uh, Thank you. Thank you for the warm welcome.
So, Ganesh has written a book recently, Gamifying the Whole Experience of Money. And he is offering so many solutions in this book about how to create wealth, about how to time it with the market, and it's a very great concoction, very spicy like a sambar. So, Ganesh, tell us about your journey as an author. How did you bring about this book?
Okay. So, first of all, my wholehearted gratitude to you for giving me this opportunity, one to discuss with you and to discuss with a wonderful community which you have. So, first of all, my thankfulness and gratitude to you. So, as Mr. Vikram said, I hail from Vishakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, and I'll just tell a quick 2 minutes or a 1 minute story which happened in my life. So during my childhood, when I was studying my 10th or when I was at the age of 10 or 11 years old, as soon as I've completed my school and when I have come to my home, I have seen a very tensed kind of an environment where my father is tensed, my mom is tensed. So I don't know what exactly has happened. Then after some time when I have inquired, I came to know my dad's best friend has attempted to commit suicide. So I was shocked at that particular news. Then I thought, like, what exactly has happened? Then upon asking, my mom told he was a guarantor to another person for his loan. And that person has closed his business and ran away without having any emergency corpus, and he don't know what exactly to do. My father's friend has attempted for suicide. He has 2 kids and a wife who is not working. So that moment in my life has changed the complete journey, or the term money got a different aspect in my life. At that moment I understood that handling money is very difficult, and if not handled properly will lead to disastrous, not to self but to entire family also. So that was a starting thing where I felt I need to learn more about money. So that is how it all started. And when you introduce me as a banker, and I'm a person who sticks for a longer time. So as you told, I spent around 10 years in ICICI Bank. I started my career in 2010 as a deputy manager. And from there, I have taken 4 promotions. And after a certain period of time as a senior manager, after 4 promotions, I thought I should start something on my own. So this was my entire journey. And coming to the authorship, 2018 was the time I've written my first book on banking industry and non-performing assets, where I covered lot of completely about non-performing assets, taking live examples like Kingfisher Airlines, Vijay Mallya's case, and remaining 7 more cases. So that was my first book. And my second book, as you told, in 2021, Jan 29th, Gamifying the Whole Experience of Money has come into life. And I am very happy also to tell you, Mr. Vikram, that that particular book has reached bestseller category in 3 categories in India. And fortunately, in US also, in Amazon.com also, in 1 category it has reached. It has just happened on some 40-45 days has happened. And now in Amazon, I have more than 60 plus reviews. So, and those are very positive, and it encourages me also to do more. So this is
Wonderful,
a
wonderful,
holistic approach of what I wanted to tell you. Yeah.
wonderful. So let me show you the book that Ganesh has written, Gamifying the Experience of Money. And here is the book. And Ganesh, how did you get into this authorship and writing a book?
Yes. Okay.
Just can you just
So
briefly?
should I start from the starting, like from 2018 onwards, or should I address only the second book?
Yeah, you can as you please.
Okay, okay. See, actually, what happened? Authorship was never in my mind. So, in 2018, myself and my colleague and one of my faculty member, we have actually written a paper on public sector non-performing assets. How the public sector banks are suffering with non-performing assets, and that paper we have presented in a research journal. So they have selected our paper and they said, sir, we have liked the paper. We wanted you to come and discuss in a forum. And when we went there, to our surprise, we were just MBA professionals, and there we have around 20 PhD scholars there, where they are going to present their paper. So they have asked us to present our paper also in that forum. So out of 20 people, we also have presented without any expectations, whatever content we have and presented. And to our surprise, at the end of this session, they have picked our paper as the best performing research paper among the PhD scholars. So that was really a very inspiring thing for us, and we felt yes, there is a lot of content in it. Then we thought, why only public sector banks? Let us extend the work to private sector bank. So the research paper we have extended to private sector banks. Fortunately or unfortunately, I don't know, the content has come around 350 pages. Then we thought, no, this is not a research paper, it should be something beyond. So luckily we got a publisher in New Delhi, the New Century Publications. So they have come up and they said they have studied the entire manuscript and they did not charge us anything. They have published our book. So after the publishing of book, and as you know, Mr. Vikram, you have written 3 books, and I think all the 3 are bestsellers.
Yes.
So yeah, so when we author a book, the authority we have or the image we have in that particular field will be completely different. So I got a feel of it in 2018. So after that, I felt okay, apart from assets, because the first book about non-performing assets is completely on assets part of a bank. Then I thought liabilities, where on personal finance also I should give some content. So that is how I came up with my second book, Gamifying the Whole Experience of Money. So this was my entire journey.
Thank you. And in the second book, I believe you went into a lot of marketing experience. You associated yourself with AFH Society and something about that you may like to share.
Yes, yes. So first thing is, as I told, my first book was not a self-published book. A publisher was there. So second book, I took help of AFH community, where I got to know how to self-publish. So that has given me a lot of new avenue, and it has told me, yes, self-publishing we can do. So that was a great journey I can acknowledge.
Thank you. Yeah. So about this book, Gamifying the Whole Experience of Money,
Yes.
What are the important lessons you want to give people on personal finance?
Okay, okay. See, what I want to tell you is everything in my life happened at certain points of time, and there is a story in it. So if you can give me an opportunity, I wanted to take 1 more minute and wanted to tell a real incident which happened in my
Please
life.
carry on.
So yes, thank you, thank you. So what happened when I was doing my MBA? I have my close friend called as Srinivasan. He is from Chennai. So he has quit his job in Ashok Leyland and he has joined MBA, and we were all doing, and we were 28 years old at that time. So in another 3-4 days, we are going to internship to our hometowns, and we are going to do internship. And next day we have a seminar to attend. So we all were in a seminar room, but we were unable to find Srini. After searching and after some time, we have found him dead due to heart attack. And can you imagine, at the age of 28 years? At the age of 28 years, I lost my very dear friend. So that loss was not at all compensatable in any way. And as I am very close to him, I have completed the entire cycle. So I have taken him and I have met his family, consoled them. And after that, what I have realized, Srini has not done any insurance for himself. He's a very knowledgeable guy. He has a lot of experience. He is doing MBA in finance, but still he is not aware, or he did not feel the importance of taking a life insurance cover. So his family is a middle level kind of a family. As he is not having a life insurance cover, his loss is a great loss to the family. But if you would have taken a life cover and if you would have financially supported the family, it would have been better. So that incident, and there were many incidents where, as I am into finance and I study about stock markets, there are many people who ask me, Ganesh, tell me a good stock to invest. Tell me a good tip where I can earn a lot of money. But after introspection, what I found is they do not have a proper financial planning, or leave financial planning. They don't have a proper life cover also. Without these things, people enter into investments, earning money, futures and options, cryptocurrencies, like that. Then I felt, no, this is not the way. Instead of me telling about stock markets or tips, let me introduce personal finance to people. So that has instigated me to write a book. And the book also, I have termed it as gamifying the whole experience of money. It's not that you are going to earn money, you need to build a fortune like that. First, set your basics first. If a person is having a proper life insurance, health insurance, and critical care insurance, after this, a proper financial plan, and then he can look at investments. So this has instigated me to write a book on personal finance.
So, what is the USP of this? Is it personal finance or financial plan or insurance, or
Yes,
what
yes.
is it?
So how I have taken this book? This book is a continuous journey. So I have started with how you should do a proper goal planning, how a goal should be set, and then I started with protection for self and family. So where I cover about life insurance, health insurance, and critical care insurance. I don't know how many of the viewers or the community members are unaware. If a person is diagnosed with cancer, he will neither get a life cover nor health cover. And the reason being, by cancer getting diagnosed, he is not dying, so no life cover. And for health also, is not getting compensation because he is not hospitalized for 24 hours. So with a life insurance, you can take a rider, critical care rider. Upon diagnosis, there are many companies which pay, because nowadays we see many people pooling funds for a friend being diagnosed with cancer. In order to eradicate this, we have to take. So I have covered all this in one chapter. Then about stock markets, what is the entry step, where you need to invest, about initial public offerings, IPO also I have covered. Then about financial planning, how a person should cover his entire planning, because there will be different goals for different people. I may have a goal for building up my company in the next 10-15 years. Someone will have a plan for his kids education, kids marriage, and retirement planning. So there are 8 rings I have brought in my book, 8 rings for financial planning. And then how you can transform yourself from an ordinary individual to an extraordinary individual. So a holistic approach of personal finance and investment is into this second book.
Yeah, I like that eight ring concept where you are telling about the 8 steps of financial
Right.
planning. That was
Yes,
a
yes,
particular
yes.
part I like
Correct.
the best in your
Actually,
book.
Mr. Vikram, I have just played with the words here. I thought 8 principles or 8 steps of financial planning, because this is the word which people have already heard. They wanted something different. So I have used 8 simple rings for financial planning, like that. So I
Good.
wanted people to read. I wanted people to get the concept. So if I'm able to at least touch one person life, I think my book has reached the purpose.
So, Ganesh, your book is backed by a research of personal experience. So, what are the common mistakes
Yes,
that people make in their financial planning?
yes. So few things what I have observed is, um, there is one chapter on whether purchasing a home or a property for self occupancy is good or renting a property is good. Because many of the people, the common mistake what they do is they do not know the difference between an asset and liability. A person who is just in for investment purpose, he is buying a flat and he is renting out, he is losing a lot. Because in India right now, in majority of the places, I do not say all, majority of the places, the rental yield is far less than the investment yield. So people should have an idea about assets and liabilities. Then they should also understand formal education is just for living, but self education is something which makes a fortune. And this is not me who is telling this. As you know, it is Mr. Jim Rohn who said. So I'll repeat: formal education is for a living, but self education is for a fortune. So people need to understand. People think I do not read anything about finance, I don't wanted to know about stock markets. So that is wrong. If you wanted to build a fortune, if you wanted to be someone like a Warren Buffett, or if you wanted to build a corpus, you need to invest on yourself. Self education is a must. So this is the second mistake which I found. Third mistake, as I told, no proper plan. If you wanted to have goals in your life, like if you wanted to reach your children's education in a proper way, because nowadays we would have seen for kids education, people used to sell their property and send them for education. That is not good. They have saved their entire money, and the property which they are living, they cannot sell for the children's education. So do a proper financial plan. Fourth one I wanted to bring here is, many of the people feel that stock market is bad. Just remember, one error or one company where you lost money is not an indication that you do not enter into stock markets. Stock market, in the sense, what I mean is either stocks or mutual funds. So what I believe, Mr. Vikram, is whatever we fear is on the other side, and if we are able to overcome that, then we can lead success in life. So my only submission is, do not fall in a mistake that stock markets or mutual funds is risky. Over a longer period of time, there is no one who have lost money in stock market. If you don't believe me, just search in, like Warren Buffett himself have told you. You would be knowing, Mr. Vikram. So Warren Buffett himself told, it's a quotation from him. Over a longer period of time in stock market, I did not see anyone who has lost money. So these are the four mistakes I would say common people do about finance. These are the common mistakes.
I'll just bring about two things from what you just said. One
Yes.
is, you said that in a long run, the stock market is always rising.
Correct.
That's true.
Yes.
Okay, if you see
Yes.
a graph over a period of time, it rises.
Yes.
But then it is essentially a very long period of investment.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
there the people will have needs in between. And
Yes.
whenever you look at the stock market, it seems like now it is at a peak.
Right.
Is it the time to is it the right time to invest? Second thing I want to bring about is, you have written a book on personal finance. I have written one, and Robert Kiyosaki has written Rich Dad
Written
Poor
one.
Dad. Now, Robert
Yes.
Kiyosaki has primarily emphasized that real estate is the only investment to look at.
Yes.
And
Yes.
you just said that, investment into real estate for the purpose of rental income
Yes.
is not the best form. So is it a
Yes.
difference in the geographical scenario, or
No.
is it a
Yes.
difference in the thought process?
Okay. Yeah, I'll cover both the topics. First, we will take about the real estate, then stock markets over a longer period of time. So first thing, what I meant about the property is a rental property or a flat property, I'm saying. But as you said, real estate investment into land is okay, because land is one property which appreciates and there is no depreciation in that particular segment. So land, I am not contesting, but property is what I am contesting. In my book, there is one specific chapter which I have written completely on both the emotional concepts where someone feel. Like for example, one thing which I want to clarify is, if a person who is intending to uh, reside in that property for self occupancy, then irrespective of all the numbers, whether in an Excel calculator, even if it comes that particular 40 lakhs or 60 lakhs home loan you are taking and paying EMI, or the same amount invested into certain mutual funds or into stock markets, the yield from the markets, even if it is higher, all the logic will not apply, because a property for self occupancy is always an best thing, first point. But if someone is investing into a property for a rental basis or as an investment, I completely argue with them, or I completely differ with the point. So investment into real estate or into a flat is not a good option, and I have substantiated it with a calculation also, with a live example in my book, and I have a course also which I'll tell you later. In that also I have covered an entire session on that particular subject. So I always and I still stand that investing into a property is not good for investment basis. The calculation shows investment into assets will yield better than the rental yield. So that is one I have covered. I hope I made my point clear,
Yes,
right?
yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So second point regarding investment over a longer period of time, one point I wanted to emphasize is Mr. Albert Einstein. What Albert Einstein said is the eighth wonder of the world is nothing but compounding effect. So when the compounding effect principle kicks in is when you're investing and holding it for a longer period of time. If someone would have seen the graph of Warren Buffett, or they can simply type in Google the portfolio of Mr. Warren Buffett, if it's he has started his investments from the age of 11. So why I again and again quote Warren Buffett means he is my guru. So I feel he's a legendary investor and I simply follow him. So when he has started his investment at the age of 11, if you see the graph will be something like this. 11, it goes on like this. But if you see at the 58th year, he made around $32 billion. And 60th year, in fact, it's even lesser. 48th year, $32 billion. 55, it is some $100 billion. 60, and like that, the graph is like this compounding. Warren Buffett has made his real income from the age of 45 years. 45, 60, and right now he is 90, 92 years old. The compounding comes in the longer duration. So if someone wanted to make use of it, entering into a asset class which gives high returns and the principle of compounding kicks in, that is the best investment class I have observed.
So you mean the financial planning is essentially investments only, or is it something else?
Yes. So financial planning, what I think is, apart from investing, like as we told, the protection we need to see, and beyond all these things, if someone wanted to start financial planning, in fact, what I do, I have a cash flow planning. So I maintain a diary. In fact, this is my diary. So in this diary, what I write every day, whatever is the expense at the end of the day, we note down. So me and my wife note down, and I have handed over the work to her. So cash flow planning, we need to know how much is the income per month, expense, savings, and the surplus amount. And what I believe in our schooling and in the formal education, whatever we have been told is the simple formula: income minus expenses is equal to saving. So this is what we did the math. But what I differ from it is, everyone who wanted to be a financially literate person and to achieve financial planning, you should tweak the formula. Your income minus your savings, you need to know how much you wanted to save. The remaining amount should go to expenses. So my formula is income minus savings and then expense. So cash flow planning, monthly cash flow planning should be there. You should have a proper protection planning. Protection, I mean life, health, and critical care, that should be covered. And then the financial plan as per your goals, and then into investment. So this is what I called as the holistic approach of financial planning.
So Ganesh, you also mentioned about your courses. So
Yes.
I would like to show the viewers website.
Yes. Sure.
which you
Thank you.
have created, and this is the one,
Yes.
courses.ganeshkomma.com.
Yeah.
And here you are
Uh,
offering how to
it
create
is
wealth and overcome the fear of finance without
finance.
taking lots
Yes.
of effort.
Yes.
And tell us something about this. You're creating courses.
Yes, yes. And actually, have done is I have actually created a 5 days workshop wherein it talks all about personal finance. So, if someone wanted to do a proper financial planning and they wanted to understand how to invest and about whether renting a property is good or buying a property is covered, tax planning I have covered. So all these things, it is a 5 days course where every day in the WhatsApp they get a video and there will be 2 live sessions which I will be taking. So in this 5 days, they get a holistic approach of finance and how they can transform their financial journey. So this is all I have covered and all the details are mentioned here. And in order me to reach many people, I have kept the cost of the program which is even lesser than a cost of a movie ticket. It is just 100 rupees or 99 rupees I've kept so that my work should reach to many people.
That's the best way to reach out your work to people,
Yes,
and
yes,
with the kind of experiences that you had in
yes.
life with people
Correct,
who
correct.
are not well planned with their finances,
Yes,
and
yes,
they were driven up to the edge. So
yes,
I can understand your emotions behind your work, and you
yes,
are doing
yes,
it for the sake of creating value to people rather than making money for yourself. And I
yes,
think
yes.
that is the best way to grow in this world.
Correct. If I
So
keep my course as a zero course or a free course, people will consider it as junk because anything which is given free to us will not have value. As you and me, I think you are also a follower of Mr. Earl Nightingale, The Secret. So he mentions if anything and everything which is free, we value it very less. So that is the reason I felt instead of keeping it as free, keep a nominal amount so that people who are interested will enter. And as they have paid that 99, they will do an action. And this workshop, I do not say it as a course. This is not at all an online course. And if someone is entering with with the idea of it is a course, no, it is a workshop which is a result oriented and focused, like you have to act. It is an action oriented and result focused workshop.
good that it is a call to action, and I hope people will action it
Yes,
soon. I'm going
yes.
to show your links on the description below. And
Description, that would be very,
also,
very helpful. Thank you.
yes, and also I'd like to appeal to the viewers that please subscribe, please click the bell icon to stay notified about interviews with more new authors, and do post in your comments in the descriptions below. And going further, Ganesh, I can see you have a collection of
Right.
good books behind you, and you must be reading some good books. Who are
Yes.
your favorite authors? Which are your favorite books?
Okay, okay. So I have actually started my journey of investments and into money with the first book called as The Intelligent Investor, Mr. Benjamin Graham. So that was one book which has motivated me a lot, and still I consider it as a Bible. Whenever I'm stuck or whenever if I'm not clear with certain concept or when I have a problem in investing, that too, I refer a chapter, and every chapter I refer gives me a new perspective. And the concept there, Mr. Market, the term is introduced by him, which is a very new and unique concept. I love that. So I consider The Intelligent Investor as my favorite all-time book.
So, Ganesh, across this journey, what I noticed with you is that besides the trigger points that provoked you to write something or to help people do financial planning, it was also a big breakthrough at your part also, because you were in a comfort zone, you were in a secure job, and you broke your comfort zone and you went out into a venture which is initially not financially rewarding. So
Yes.
how did you take this big leap? What was your faith behind this?
Yes. So I have been thinking a lot about starting my entrepreneurship journey like that. So when I was thinking in the last 1 year or 2 years, I got a concrete plan. yes, I need to start something, and that too, as personal finance is one interesting subject for me, and I have an experience in both assets and liabilities portion. So as I told, I have over 10 years of experience in banking, where I have covered my first 5 years into wealth management, where I handled over 140 crores of portfolio of all my clients, be it mutual funds, be it portfolio management services, how to plan a proper financial planning for them. So all that I have designed. And after that, remaining 5 years, I worked as a corporate banking specialist. So I have sanctioned loans. I studied about income statement, profit and loss, balance sheet, cash flow statements. I sanctioned loans to companies between 5 crores to 50 crores is my target area. So then I thought, okay, as I have this complete knowledge, I thought, why shouldn't I enter as a financial coach? At least if I change a few lives in people by educating them. And if someone is an entrepreneur, he does not know how to avail loan from a bank, then I can provide my experience or my learnings to them. Then I took around 2 to 3 months to build my course. Whatever I've told you, my course name is the Financial Freedom Challenge. It's a 5-day workshop. So I took a lot of time, 2 to 3 months. I designed the modules, how it should go. And every day I have released, I have a video where I have used PowerPoint presentations, mind maps. So all these things. Then I thought, yes, this is a time. And then I have taken my, like, as you said, I came out of my comfort zone. I have resigned my job, which is a very well paid job, where I used to earn a 7-digit income, and I was a senior manager there, due for promotion, and I would become a chief manager also. Still, I thought, no, I have a proper mission, and I had a concrete thing. My mission is to at least make 100,000 people to achieve their financial freedom. So that is how I broke my comfort, and I would say, as of now, I am very very happy for whatever decision I have taken.
That's good. That's good. You take a
Yes,
decision and you are happy
yes,
with it. That's the
yes,
best thing to happen in life.
yes, yes.
And Ganesh, besides all this serious work of finance and coaching and reading, writing, what are your hobbies otherwise?
Yeah. So my hobbies are, first thing, I read a lot of books. So books are something which interests me. And the best part I like about myself is, apart from finance, I learn a lot about marketing and the psychology. The psycho cybernetics is one which I love, that book. And I followed Mr. Dan Kennedy in marketing. So I read a lot of stuff on that. And coming to entertainment, music, I love Mr. A.R. Rahman. So anytime I just switch on my music system, I love to hear A.R. Rahman songs, and so that makes me happy. And in sports related, my hobby is playing basketball. So Michael Jordan. So basketball is one thing which I like a lot. But as you know, for basketball we should have a court and practice and all that. That is not happening now. But as a sport, I like basketball the most.
Good. Thank you for a lovely conversation, Ganesh.
Yes, the
Any
pleasure is
parting
all mine, Mr.
advice?
Vikram. Yeah.
Any parting advice for the young people who are, yet to learn about finances, or
Yes, yes.
whatever is your message to the world?
Okay. So it was very a very nice moment and a nice time we had spent. So from the bottom of my heart, I wanted to thank you for giving me this opportunity to discuss with you and to address the community members and to share my own life experiences also. So this is a wonderful opportunity given to me, and my wholehearted gratitude to you and the entire community which you are having.
Thank you, Ganesh. Thank you for being on this show. We hope to see you
Thank you.
again. Namaste.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.